yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. It's a room to maneuver. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. From the 44, Rodgers. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. The Packers at 11-3 on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On first down, Rodgers. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, for the offense, it looked like that drive had the makings of something good. They were starting to hit a groove, but the defense clearly had other ideas, not only to force the turnover, but to handle the scoring themselves.
Yeah, no panic in their eyes, was there, partner? Think about it this way. A Hall of Fame coach once told me the best characteristic he liked out of his teams was that they didn't flinch. This group, they got pushed back in an early series, kept their composure, and made a big play that swung the momentum their way.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And right now they're in that number 2 spot. They would love to hold on to that, but obviously first things first. They want to clinch the division.
And that's what everyone plays for. Win your division first, guarantees you a spot in the playoffs, but still a nice spot to be in. Not as good as it was when the number 2 seed meant a first-round bye. That's all changed with the new playoff system, but still a nice spot to be in.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And yeah, I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on third. Throwing is Rodgers. And he's got his man on the out route. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing now is Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Rodgers. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 59 yards.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And they're going to get him. He's sagged back around the 28. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Will Lutz on for the field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Well, the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. On 2nd down, Cook. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw here. Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
So we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the 1st quarter. Here's another good example.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Oh, they'll try the jet sweep here with Lazard. And he is going to lose yardage here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, you talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they can keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
And credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That second down play nets a -4.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
So the fumble recovery hadn't set up an ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Buying time. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting it back on the sand.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. A little juke. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Rodgers. And Jones has it over the middle.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Rodgers. This will be caught inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
Now Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown.
Aaron Jones with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come and have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They run again on first down. Cook. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. They'll set up to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker, and the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
43 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Rodgers now to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one good for 26 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
An inside give to Jones. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Rodgers going to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4. Still 3 yards short. 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
They'll go with Jones. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Showed some flash on the run, but he will be brought down shy of his 10. Second and 4.
That one caught along the sideline. Did he stay in? Yes, he did. But hang on here. A penalty marker is on the field.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
And they've just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
3rd down, here's a run by Cook.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Oh, what a move. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
And this is an example of breaking down the defense because a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Up the middle, Jones. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. This offense #1 in the NFL in picking up 1st downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because you keep picking up 1st downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. A great effort there. 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Looking to throw. Escaping. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and very long.
Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Off the option, it's Jones. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he wisely will throw that one away. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution, because he realized he's in field goal range. No sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
23-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Taken at the goal line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. It's still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers looking middle, and that's complete. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Packers continue to pull away here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. From the 6. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw here. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. The Vikings on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. On the move to his left. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie.
And he will have a Vikings first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Back to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Packers offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get position for at least 3 points.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off, and the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. He'll look to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try.
He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run.
So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. Sterling Shepard up near 100 yards receiving with a touchdown as well. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Devontae Smith, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And at the moment, that game is tied with the visiting New York Jets. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Packers, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Well, the Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll go again to Jones. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On now is the Packers punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. McKenzie now to return it. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw. Being chased, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
111 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Rodgers now on 1st down.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. A turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Jones hit, and he loses the football a 2nd time.
Wow, that ball is knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On play action. Now Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
That coach is always hard on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I feel like this drive will be better than running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
He's going to drop this one down to Gordon. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
They go back to the ground with Jones. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. On the counter, here's Jones. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Rodgers going to throw. He'll get this to Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 4th down. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this moment because with that last pass, he just toppled Peyton Manning's all-time NFL passing yardage record of 71,940.
And I know you're always giving the game ball right at that moment when you do it. Doesn't it feel like the ball should be bronzed immediately? Like right there on the field. Don't wait. Don't waste any time. Congratulations. The accomplishment is so far off the charts. I'm talking, and I really shouldn't be. I just should be cheering right now.
Yeah, enjoy the moment and send that ball. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devontae Wyatt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting the sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll set up to throw. And complete, right side. And oh, he coughed it up, and the Packers pick it up. The 20. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Right on the coverage we just saw break out on third down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
I don't care who you are. 60 yards is a very ambitious attempt. Hard to make even in practice in the best of conditions. And now, worst of all, you give the other guys the ball to start their drive at midfield.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
No gain on the play. Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And here's Hofrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Cook. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They're going to look to throw. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a play fake here on first down. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd and 1. He finds his man, complete. That's McKenzie. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll look to throw again. He'll dump this off to Cook. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Escaping, under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on for the 5th time here today. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Take it at the 37, and he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. An inside give to Jones. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. They'll get it to the 23-yard line.
134 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's McKenzie. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
A throw over the middle, taken in.
Complete to number 7. A gain of 5 brings up
2nd and 5.
34-yard line.
Steps away to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's McKenzie.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
He was able to get away initially on that play, but ultimately not much space to roam.
Great job there by them containing him, because you mentioned he got away initially, and how many times does that end up with a guy taking off for 15 or 20 yards? Here, the support was there, and they made the tackle for a loss.
Second and 11. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. To throw is Rodgers. Just keeping the... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Right side, it's the tight end, Hawkinson. Second and 9 now. Over the middle, it's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's McKenzie. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the 2nd half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? You want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And he missed it. It's no good. And the lead will stay put at 17. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
No gain, and it's second down. What a dimension this man brings to this defense. He had his mind set there that he was going to get in and make that tackle. He really flew to the football.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he had the play diagnosed perfectly there.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Dalvin Cook now catches on back-to-back plays. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. He'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's McKenzie. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help him a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Touchdown, Vikings. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Oh, the Vikings are pointing. They've got it. Minnesota football. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit. And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson to target. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position with all 3 timeouts. I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Now the Packers get set to go. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game.
5 yards remain on 2nd down.
Up the middle, Jones. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The Packers looking to get out of here with a win as they take the knee. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th.
And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
It's a pickup of 5, and that should just about wrap this one up. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Packers, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.